All right, y'all. So it is now July 8th, 2026, and it's approximately 1 a.m. On that eastern side. We flipped the post. It might be Western Gregorian calendar. Hear me out. Y'all already know what it is. I'm scrolling. And I'm learning while I'm scrolling. But I came across this video. And it's coming from at Pink Book Lessons over on YouTube. And it's titled, excuse me, MAI's chameleon act backfired and now pity party ensues when fake femininity fails big time. All right, so if you're not familiar with Jeannie Mai, she was on one of them talk shows. Is it called The View or something like that? But anyway, we're going to get into the video so they can give you some more information about Jeannie Mai. Let's see. In this video, we break down the repeat pattern behind Jeannie Mai's 2 failed marriages, and why conditional femininity always collapses under pressure. From public confessions about her temper to admitted chameleon behavior in relationships, this breakdown connects the dots between generational patterns, performative change, and the red flags that were visible from day one. Ooh, y'all, we about to get into this. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons. Let me go ahead and get everything out the way and let's press play. Back to you, Pink Book Lessons.
So I'm going to say right here that I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man.
Oh my God. Stop lying.
What does being divorced 46 as a single mom look like? Because I don't know how I got here.
If a woman says she'll be feminine for the right man, just know she's lying and the truth ain't in her. You're dealing with a chameleon. Okay, I'm the first one that's been telling you about these chameleons for years. Because real femininity doesn't turn on when the money shows up. Well, you're about to...
A lot of them be having that the Jezebel spirits too. Okay. That love magic, sex magic, things like that. Let's let Pink Book Lessons get back into it. Back to you.
Is what happens when fake femininity runs out of time. 2 marriages, 2 men, 2 completely different lifestyles, same woman, same outcome. And the truth is, the red flags are flying from day one. Go ahead and lock in once again. You're about to see the blueprint for how modern relationships crash and burn. Jeannie Mai is trying to re-energize her failing career.
It's called The Real, y'all. I don't know why I said The View, but it's called The Real. I don't know, but they look weird. Like, I'm just stopping and I'm looking at the picture right now. And Lonnie Love, the black lady right here next to Adrienne Balan and Jeannie Mai, that looked like a fake ass smile right there. I ain't gonna lie, it just looked like she ain't really want to smile. Tamara, all the way over here on the left, ain't as close to them. Like, all 3 of them, Jenny, Lonnie, and Adrienne, are all bunched together. But Tamara is over here, and Jenny's hand is on her shoulder. Okay, Jeannie Mai, her whole existence just looked, I'm sorry, Jenny, but it just looked fake. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sorry. And then Adrienne Balan, whatever your name is, Halton, over here, that the marriage they got, that the married the gospel preacher nigga. This motherfucker right here, look, this one of the cheetah girls right here. So she from Disney Channel. You know she turned out. You know her mind fucked up. Allegedly. Let's get back into the video. My bad. Back to you.
Here since the end of that talk show, The Real, that she was on, and all her other TV gigs, they dried up. She's attempting to gain attention by talking about her second divorce. Remember, she ruined her second marriage with rapper JEEZY after she already destroyed the first one with her ex Freddie. Now she's popping back out in public, trying to play on women's emotions with this Kung Fu Keisha Chronicles. I'm talking about a draining pity party that's just as dry and sad as an episode of 600 Pound Life, showcasing her lonely life as a single mother, raising the child she had with JEEZY. And let's not ignore the bigger picture here, because that child is the same one she's going to train and condition, just like her own mother trained her into this out-of-control, toxic, raging feminist. Now, don't take my word for it. Jeannie told us this herself. She openly admitted she had a, quote, bad temper, which was a core issue in both of her marriages.
You know?
So you had it.
So I had it, but nobody ever called me out on it. I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with JEEZY, and here's a person who is my equal, and I really respect. And when I would spew some of my old habits, and he was like, like, that's not flying here. And also, it would trigger him to come back at me with things where I was like, who the do you think you are?
Yeah, Jeannie admitted she was out of order. She got it from her mama, who was also out of order. Anger and disrespect was the reason her Chinese father left her Vietnamese mother. Her mother was so obnoxious he couldn't stomach her. Jeannie said her aunties had the same attitude.
That's not flying here.
Pause. Did her father just pat her on the butt? I could be tripping. And I'm also eating some Alfredo, which is really good. But listen, hear me out. Pay attention. Let's see if he patted her on the butt. Because me as a grown-ass woman, you're not going to pat, my daddy ain't going to pat me on my ass. You understand me? Like, good dog, good dog. Let's see.
And also, it would trigger him to come back at me with things where I was like, who the do you think you are?
Yeah, Jeannie admitted she was out of order. She got it from her mama, who was also out of order. Anger and disrespect was the reason her Chinese father left her Vietnamese mother. Her mother was so obnoxious he couldn't stomach her. Jeannie said her aunties had the same attitude, the same behavior, and admitted even her grandmother had the same issue. That's where they all got it from. And listen, that's not a coincidence. That's a generational pattern. Multiple generations of women with the same issue in the same bloodline. Now, let's talk about the chameleon behavior, because this came straight out of her mouth. Jeannie admitted that during her relationship with JEEZY, she was basically being a chameleon.
When I look back at some of the milestones of my last couple of years, it feels like I had a playbook that I was living by. Almost feels like I had a script that I was living by, because I so wanted to hit those points and have my life be about those things instead of what it really was.
She pretended to be a new, soft, peaceful woman because she claimed she had finally found her equal.
I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with JEEZY, and here's a person who is my equal.
And let's be very clear here, that's nonsense. JEEZY was not her equal.
Period.
She didn't match with him financially, in her career, in no way. And even if you remove the fame and money out of this equation, there's no such thing. There's one head. You can't have two heads on one body. The head in the relationship is the man. He's supposed to be the head couple.
Oh, hold on, pink lessons. Pink book lessons. Now, we all have our own opinions, right? I don't like that. That's the... Okay. It's a... This angers me when I can't get my thoughts and my words together. I am the head of my household. Me as a woman, right? The man follows my lead. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how it's always been. But when the tables have turned in this world that they've created, they made it as if the man is most powerful. Now, don't get me wrong. When the woman leads, she's very quiet. She executes. So the man, he shows that power, right? So it makes it seem as though he's the head of household, but God, don't get it misconstrued. Especially the brown community. I ain't talking about black, white, race, all that. Okay, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about genetically. Okay? Women have always ruled. Some more louder than others, but very quiet in their execution, to where the man seems as if he's the head. But yeah, back to you, pink book lessons. Nothing against nobody that, you know, look at the man to be the head of the household.
coach, the captain. He's in charge. Now, the woman has her place, but her place is not the commander-in-chief in the relationship. And you see a lot of modern feminists always trying to fight this, which is why their relationships are always falling apart, just like convocation. But yeah, Jeannie told everybody she would be different in this new relationship because this time she was dealing with a man with more fame than her, more money than her, and said that was different from her previous marriage. She admitted that in her last marriage, she was a breadwinner and that was her excuse for being so bad to Freddie, the man who married her and stayed with her for 13 years. Now, side note, Freddie is personally thriving these days. I mean, the best thing that ever happened to him was ditching Jeannie and building his all-American family with a real wife that was feminine and cooperative, and just an overall better match for him on so many levels. He's more down-to-earth, homegrown guy, and Jeannie just was trying to be a celebrity, always bopping that big old head around looking for the next celebrity adventure. You know, the next party or function that she could dress up for and try to rub elbows with talented, famous people. But I have to say this time, Freddie really picked the best woman for him. So now you can see clearly the foundation is strong, the woman fits him perfectly, Lindsay, and she was exactly what he needed.
People think, therapy can't help me. What are your thoughts about that?
Therapy helps different people at different stages.
Lindsay, and she was...
All right, let's pause. I'm not familiar with Freddie's situation, and I know we're here for Jenny Mai. But it seemed like Freddie got himself back in that situation. The matching clothes. She telling him what to wear. I'm trying to tell you, Freddie ain't got no voice in this situation here. And she one of them country southern, one of them religious people too. That I don't know, baby. You know how they be selling themselves too. I'll have to check on Freddie. Back to you, Pink Book Lessons.
Exactly what he needed. Meanwhile, Jeannie is over here playing violins, trying to rally other broken down feminists and misandrists around her, looking for emotional validation, sympathy, and consolation in her loneliness after she destroyed her second marriage too. And here's the lesson I've been telling y'all over and over again. Jeannie just proved it once more. Money cannot make a woman feminine. When women say they'll be feminine, respectful, submissive if a man has this, that, or the other, that's exactly what I warned y'all about years ago. That's what I call a chameleon. It's conditional femininity, fake femininity, and outright chameleon babble. A feminine woman is...
See, that's the difference between females and women. Right? It's boundaries like this whole femininity. That whole fucking movement, right, was made out of certain women who were abused or abusive in their relationships, a certain demographic of women, right, who were abused or abusive in their relationships. 9 times out of 10, they were the abuser, and they flipped the roles, okay? I'm not sure, though. But the movement came out of greed, envy, lust, right? Depression, hurt, whatever it came out of. That whole movement, the femininity, you know what I'm saying? Like, shut your ass up. Submit to who other than myself? You understand what I'm saying? But okay, go ahead, Pink Book Lessons.
It's a feminine woman, period. A man will not make her have feminine traits. Those traits have to already be inside her, and she's going to exercise them whether or not a man is even in her life. So it doesn't matter if the man is broke or rich. If she's a stumped down feminist with underlying misandry rooted in her, that attitude is going to show up in every relationship she has with any man. Jeannie is really the perfect example. We watched it happen with the JEEZY. We're talking about an 8-figure man. That 8-figure man had the same issue the first husband had with her. Clearly proven money won't make a feminist misandrist cooperate. That same attitude came out, that same energy surfaced, and JEEZY had to check her many times, telling her, nah, it wasn't going down like that. That's why he kicked her to the curb after only being married for 2 years. The baby wasn't even walking yet before they had to battle it out in court. Why? Very simple. Because you cannot turn femininity on and off like a light switch. Either that's who you are or it's not. And if it's not and you're just putting on a show, well, eventually she's going to cut scene and the curtain will close. That's when JEEZY saw the real personality coming out. For a minute, he was confused. He was thinking, what is this? I thought this
under a spell. I'm trying to tell you. These Jezebels, they put them under the love spells, right? I ain't saying it's just that either. Because JEEZY, even though we talking about Jenny Mai, I don't know about you either, all right? But what I'm saying, because y'all all part of a certain system, okay? Maybe you're not part of her systems, but you part of a system too. Now, damn, I forgot what I was going to say. Damn. Let's get back to it.
There was only in Keisha. Nah, when you're not familiar with women from different
the love spells, the love rituals, the sex spells, the sex rituals, okay? They heavy in that witchcraft over there. Heavy. Very heavy. But as you can see, especially now in 2026, I know this video is, she posted this maybe 4 to 6 months ago. Now in 2026, y'all really able to see how their systems is crumbling, and you can see why this is titled Chameleon Act. Let's get back into it.
backgrounds, you can easily get fooled into thinking they're all perfect. You know, thinking you're dealing with the opposite. But just like I've said before, feminists come in every color, misandrists come in every color, and broken out of control women come in every color. It's not just one factory model. There are different models. But within these specific feminist misandrist models, the configuration is still the same. And just like that's true, this is also true. You have feminine women in all races, the same way you have feminists in all races. Now, we also have to be honest, you do tend to see less femininity in certain groups, especially Western women, or any woman that adopted the mindset of a Western woman, because with the internet and social media connecting the whole world, this toxic femininity been made its way around to the East too. You know, the ones trying to copy that strong toxic femininity of the West.
Don't say.
Estoy bien, gracias. No sé. De nada. I used to sound like that too.
Copy that strong...
Me hablo muy poquito español. Dora told me that.
Toxic femininity of the West. But just like women though, men have to definitely vet properly and make the right decisions when choosing the woman they're going to deal with. You can't get to simping and ignoring red flags, then calling foul when you're forced to deal with the consequences. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but JEEZY thought Jeannie was the one, but he quickly found out he made a horrible mistake. Luckily for him though, he was able to get out of the situation with minimum bruising.
Look
She did try to run the same play though. She tried to destroy him. Fortunately for JEEZY, that didn't work for him. He quickly found out he made a horrible mistake. Luckily for him though, he was able to get out of the situation.
So look at the arch, the whole circle, and them inside that circle. Okay? Just look at it. It's like the ring of fire, bro. Anything with encapsulated within a circle, it's like you're in a net. Okay? Saturn. Okay? The rings. Okay? You're in a net. Right? She caught him.
With minimum bruising. She did try to run the same play though. She tried to destroy him. Fortunately for JEEZY, that didn't work for her in the court of law because it was exposed that she was actually the hostile, aggressive one. That's why I say he really escaped a very dangerous situation, because women like that can initiate, instigate, and escalate violence, then transform into a whole snowflake and play victim. So luckily for him, he got out with minimum bruising. But at the end of the day, he had a baby with her, and the daughter is primarily with Jeannie. Yeah. Trust and believe, since Jeannie wasn't able to get him, toxic women like them, they train their daughters to finish off the job. You better believe it. Jeannie is the one controlling how that daughter is raised from day to day. She's teaching her everything from her own cultures to that generational attitude of hers. One other thing I've noticed though is that she's using that baby to try to gain attention, sympathy, and support from black women who buy.
Look, they all using their babies. It ain't just Jenny. Now, I don't call myself black, even though I was forced to say that I'm an African American in citizenship and all that shit, right? I'm not black, right? I don't got nothing to do with that race shit, right? But they all using their kids, all of them, right? They're drained. Pretty soon you're gonna see Jenny Ma looking like Ariana Grande out there. No color. Cause all that magic that she just got from JEEZY is about to be drained. You understand what I'm saying? And hopefully baby girl right there that look just like her father, hopefully her genetics will take over and she'll see the manipulation from whatever party for what it is. Ashe.
by the way, never liked Jeannie until her relationship was over with JEEZY. Remember, black women hated Jeannie when they thought she was happy with a black man, but all of a sudden when Kung Fu Keisha was exposed, that toxicity, that failed relationship, they loved it. And all of a sudden, they're hooked on to her. So Jeannie is using this little girl to try to gain support from black women because now she's a single mom, and we all know too many black women identify with this type of struggle more than anything. That's what's been celebrated in the black community over the last 2 decades. Not black women that's in stable, healthy relationships, but I digress. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this below. Got us in a special thank you to our brother Elmer. Thank you.
All right, so if y'all want to check out her page, let's go on over to her page. This is I'm not subscribed. I just came across this video. It's called Pink Book Lessons, and let's see if I want to subscribe. Let's go on over to video. Okay, and we got the one here that says Uncle Luke trashes Jill Scott and India Arie to defend. Y'all know who Uncle Luke was defending. Same here with Crater Face defending where all my scamming niggas na 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 na. You know, the same one that sing that song that says she'll never let her daughter be a city girl, right? But she's promoting, or they're promoting this type of music on every platform. And then they're using little children's voices, right? Nah, 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 nah. Right? To try to, not try, they want to get the attention of the youth here. And then her mama went to jail for scamming. What the hell? But back to Pink Book Lessons here. So here's her videos here. Okay, India Arie signed up bigger issues after Young Miami's BET moment. Then you got white woman tells Haitians to go home after 16 years of TPS. So, boom. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe. This is my type of stuff right here. I'm into it. Yeah, I'm into it. And she keep it short and simple. I like that. All right, since we over here, let's go on over to my channel, because you already know I can't do nothing without y'all knowing what I'm doing. So if you come on over to my channel here, we pushing and we striving hard over here. A year now straight. A year straight. I think it was June 27th. I've been doing tarot for almost a year straight and keeping the channel consistent for almost a year straight. So happy year anniversary to me and Divine and Spirits for their support. Check out the videos though. Coming up on the 8th and the 9th of July, we got What's Hiding Under Madison Square Garden and Aliens at FIFA, and some info on the Bermuda Triangle, okay? We're also looking at the 4th of July. It was an incident with Newport Beach, excuse me, that happened, and we went over that. If you're into tarot divination, you can come on over and check out some of my lives. YouTube, you already know, y'all restricted my videos and shit, and I don't even know what that's about. I gotta read y'all community guidelines all the way through. You dig what I'm saying? But anyway, just come on over and check out these videos here. Most of them are over an hour long, you know, but yeah, go check it on out. All right, especially this one, the curse of awareness. What is the curse of awareness here? Okay, all right, y'all. So as always, much peace, much light, much love, but especially that motherfucking darkness, because of dark matter. I love you.